racing. You wanted the best, you got them four abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Good morning, hello, and welcome to V8s Online. And this morning we have something a little bit different, a little bit of a crazy combination for V8s Online. This is the Brett Wheeler charity race. We're here at Volusia Speedway with the Dirt Street Stocks out on circuit, getting ready to start qualifying soon. My name is Jay Kennedy, and alongside me, our resident dirt expert, New Zealand's only pro license holder, Cameron Dance. Cam, it's going to be a very, very fun day of racing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a terrific event that the guys at TTL Esports and Joel Berkeley and a number of the dirt guys have actually organised for Brett, who's unfortunately currently stuck in a wheelchair. So they've decided to put on this little event, and it's going to be a crack over an event, actually. Yep.
For those that don't know, Brett, very, very well-known member of the dirt community, unfortunately was told a couple of weeks ago that he would likely never walk again. So he's got a little bit of a battle on his hands to try and cope with that sort of thing. So a nice fun day of racing. What better way to get your mind off things and concentrate on something else? And I'm sure he's going to have a great time out there on track. I know he's actually out there racing as well, so that should be pretty cool to see. But it should be a very, very fun day.
Yeah, absolutely. Brett's a massive fan of the street stocks, and do tend to see him racing the street stocks quite often. I know he did during the Australian Speedway Championship and managed to actually win that. So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see who actually turns up and what sort of a grid we've got.
Yep, at the moment we've got about 45 cars, which should see 5 heats, a C main, a B main, and an A main. Top 3 from each heat will go straight through to the A main. And from there we'll dwindle our field down to 24 into the final. But it should be a very, very fun day of racing. Street stock, the dirt street stock, something we haven't broadcast here on V8s Online, but they are very, very difficult to drive, these things, aren't they? Difficult to drive fast, that is.
Yeah, they're a little bit different to what we've mainly seen on here. I know we've seen midgets, we've seen sprint cars, and that sort of stuff, but these things are completely different. You don't have stuff like downforce or any horsepower or any of that sort of stuff to help you through the corner, so it's a real driver's car, and it really does bring out the best in the drivers.
The checker flag is out for the practice session, and the drivers will now jump into the pits. They've got 5 minutes to qualify their cars, and then from there we will have our heats, and we do have live timing available up on our website as well, v8sonline.com/live-timing. That way you can keep up to date with everything happening out on the circuit. But we'll try and pick up some drivers for this qualifying run, and we'll start with the 777. Jacob Leverstein is the first driver out on track. We'll see what sort of times he can do. Looking around the 19-second mark, which we compare that back to Tuesday night for the Australian Sprint Car Championship. It's almost half the pace. It's almost twice as slow.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot slower with less horsepower and no downforce. The cars don't really tend to fly around here, so it's almost slow motions for a number of these guys who are usually in sprint cars and that sort of stuff.
So Leverstein goes straight to the top with a 19.933. Anything below a 20-second lap here with the track condition at the moment, I think it'll be a pretty good time. Leverstein will stay on the top for the second lap. We'll go next to Harry Edwards, who's about to start his flying lap. A familiar name in our V8s Online Dirt broadcasts. At the moment, Leverstein the only driver other than Joel Berkeley below that 20-second barrier. Edwards with a 20.3, so I don't think we're going to see anyone really break into that 20-second barrier other than those two that are in there now, and maybe one or two more, but not too many.
Yeah, I don't think many will actually break into that 19-second barrier. The track's actually quite slick, and it's already starting to form quite a bit of a cushion, especially on entry to turn 1 and 3. So, going to be very, very interesting. And there's actually still quite a few drivers who are yet to set lap time. So we'll see what happens near the end of the session.
Go to Howard Weaver, a driver who potentially could jump up the timesheets. Very, very good driver in any dirt car. He does a 20 flat. Slots into third, so a good lap from him. 20.022. Looks like everyone's done their laps other than two drivers, so got through 45 cars in only 2.5 minutes. Very, very good. The man who was fastest in the practice session, the warm-up session, actually yet to do a lap, Joshua Walton. See if he can jump up the timesheets. And he will not. He's jumps into 28th position on his first flying lap, so probably a little bit further down from where he would like. But Jacob Leverstein, the guy that was the first car out on track, no surprise that he puts in the quickest time, because the track has really evolved in only 3 or 4 minutes time. It's changed incredible amount.
Yeah, it actually has. With that many cars on track, it does tend to change quite quickly. So it'll be very, very interesting to actually see what happens come the feature time when the track's actually a lot more slick and there's that many cars on track.
Just wait for the clock to tick over to 0 and then we'll get into our first heat. But you can help Brett out in his battle. GoFundMe.com/Brett Wheeler. If you go to that link, the link is in our YouTube and Facebook Live descriptions. You can donate to raise some extra funds for Brett to help him out. At the moment, sitting on just over $2,000, which is very, very good effort. And all the money that's raised from the entries for tonight's or today's race goes directly to Brett to help him out as well. So, fantastic cause that the dirt community has put on this event for Brett, and we wish Brett all the best. He's a very, very good friend of us here at V8s Online as well. So 45 cars all have put in a lap time. And we will get Heat 1 underway in just a moment's time. I'll run through the starting grid and I believe 8 laps for each heat race, Cam.
That would be correct, I believe.
We've always been known to be thrown a curveball.
10 laps, actually.
10 laps, okay. We've always been known to be thrown a curveball from what we've initially been told in special events, but the grid is on screen. And it is as follows. Chase Carberry in first, Shane Kelly in second, Jake Maloney in third, Jacob Leverstein will start from 4th position, Trevor Royer in 5th. Stephen Renault in 6th position. Stephen Calavoda in 7th. Matt Hill in 8th. And 9th will be Justin O'Brien. 9 cars in each of our heats. 10 laps. And racing should be pretty hard fought in this one. The drivers fight for positions. Top 3 go through to the A main straight away. We'll have a B and a C main as well. I think everyone's pretty impressed with the field that we've ended up with for today's racing as well. 45 cars, fantastic effort, especially when it's been organised in under 2 weeks as well. Very, very good effort.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been actually quite a bit undertaking to get as many people as we have today to have registered and actually entered. So very, very big effort from the likes of Joel Berkeley, Bob King, and those sort of guys to organise this thing within the limited amount of time that they actually did.
Yeah, big well done to Joel and Bob for putting it all together and doing everything behind the scenes to get this event on. It's hopefully will be a very, very fun day of racing. A lot of bragging rights up for grabs in this one, I think. Bit of an Australia versus USA showdown. Coming into turn 3 to get the Brett Wheeler charity race underway. Green flag will fly in just a moment and we will get this show on the road. Green flag flies, away we go, 10 laps. Heat number 1 is underway and a good jump from Carberry at the front. Jake Maloney on the inside looking already to move forward and doing a very, very good job.
Yeah, he's got a very, very good start there, holding that inside line. He's doing a very good job. Almost a little bit of contact there between himself and another car, but he's managing to hold that inside line. It's working quite well, but that outside line is starting to come in and he's starting to lose a few positions.
Yeah, guys, right on the inside line, look like it's working a little bit better at the moment. Carberry doing a very, very good job. But Leverstein, the fastest qualifier, is now starting to work forward and try and take away that first position. He's starting to apply a lot of pressure. Great run out of turn 4. Of course, top 3 go through, so want to get into that crucial top 3 spots at the moment. Maloney looks like he's safe, but the battle for 4th and 5th is very, very hot at the moment. Trevor Royer trying to get that position and get himself forward. He looks like he's got pace, but just can't quite get the move done, but it's on for the lead. Leverstein trying hard to find some grip and get this move done. Halfway through, Carberry, Leverstein and Maloney at the moment are the safe drivers, but 4th and 5th it is on because here comes Royer through. Just not able to get the drive through the mid-corner. That inside line doesn't look like there's any grip in the mid-corner. Carberry now right with a lot of pressure from behind now. Leverstein and Maloney applying a lot of pressure now. 4 laps to go. Still a long time left in this race.
Yeah, 4 laps is quite a few laps in these cars with how slow it actually is. But Leverstein's all over the rear end of Chase Carberry and he's almost able to make a move, but he's just not quite able to get the power down, well, traction out of the corner and get the job done.
Oh, here we go. This is the closest he's been. Will he be able to get it done this time? A little bit of an overlap now. Oh, just not able to get it done though. Carberry just getting that line on the outside working very, very well at the moment. 2 laps to go. Maloney's starting to feel a little bit of pressure from behind from Shane Kelly as well. So not over for 3rd and 4th yet, but we'll stay with our leaders. White flag in the air. This is the final lap. Chase Carberry doing enough at the moment. Will he be able to hold on? Leverstein right there with him. Don't know if he's got enough to get it done. And heat number 1 will go to Chase Carberry. Very, very good drive from him, but well done to Jacob Leverstein for coming through from 4th in the grid to get himself up into position number 2. The results on screen for heat number 1. Carberry, Leverstein and Maloney through to the A main. Kelly, Royer, Renault, Calavoda, Hill and O'Brien. Those guys will have to come through the B and C mains. Now we go into heat number 2 with Corey Winsell, Leon Franks on the front row, Chris Brenner and Joel Berkeley on the second row. Lewis Clark, Scott Butler, Chad Miller, John Batista and Kyle Schlapich, I should say. Now 9-car field for this one. Should be a very, very interesting heat this one as well, Cam. We've already got cars into each other.
Yeah, it's actually quite a good grid. There's actually quite a few drivers who could actually possibly win this. You almost can't even say who's going to win it because it's that stacked. So, yeah, it'll be very, very interesting. I'd say probably the most obvious people to watch out for will be Corey Winsell, Chris Brenner, Joel Berkeley, Lewis Clark, Scott Butler, John Batista, to be fairly honest.
There's real 7 guys really that could be right up in there in this one, and only 3 go through, so this is going to be a pretty hotly contested heat. Remember, if you would like to help out, you can donate using the link in our description. GoFundMe.com/Brett Wheeler. Help out Brett. Looking forward to seeing how this heat goes. It's going to be very, very tight. Very, very tough track to pass this one, especially once the track's worn a little bit. It's not an easy track to get moves done, so you really need to try and get it done at the start. Here we go, green flag flies. We are underway. 10 laps for heat number 2. And the guys in the second half of the field all checked up together with 3 wide across the start line. But at the front, it is on for the lead. Chris Brenner is through. He's up into second. Franks has dropped all the way back to 3rd. But now, he's going to come back through. They're going to go side by side across the start line. But Brenner will have the better exit. Hold on that spot, but Berkeley now is in a bit of trouble here. He's shuffled back to 5th. He's going to have to work hard to try and get that spot back.
Yeah, he is, and I just saw all that top 4 all bunch up together from a little bit of checking up, so on a bit of contact there as well. On someone's around.
Oh, around. That's Lewis Clark and Chad Miller both around. So that's them done. So let's help Berkeley out because he's now into 4th. And side by side with Brenner.
Move on 3rd, yeah.
Good battle, this one. Brenner looking a little bit stronger through 1, but not able to get the run out of 2 there. He looked really, really strong in the entry into that corner, but now he's dropping a little bit of time coming out of turn 4. 4 laps down, 6 to go. Still a long way left in this race. Any mistake will cost these guys a spot in the A main. Here comes Brenner back to the inside. It's a great fight going on here. Franks and Wenzel, they've broken away from the rest of the field. But Berkeley and Brenner, and now Batista coming in. This is going to be a great fight to the end.
Yeah, it is. Looking like Berkeley's just struggling a little bit for pace, but he's just doing enough to hold on and if he's not careful, this is going to end up turning into a three-way fight and could really become under a lot of pressure for that final transfer spot.
Brenner needs to find somewhere to get a move done. He looks like he might have some pace. Oh, the car's so unsettled up on that cush there. Lost so much momentum coming into turn 3. 3 to go. And Berkeley with a little bit of breathing room right now. At the moment, Frank's now with a full 1 second lead. So Lon Frank's doing a great job. And Berkeley's starting to close up on Corey Wenzel here. He's gained about 0.4 of a second last lap. We're now going to see 3 cars involved for the fight for second, third and fourth.
Yeah, Berkeley's really got some good pace at the moment. He's been the quickest car on inside that top 4 for the past 3 laps actually. So going to possibly see a last lap move here on Wenzel, but is it going to be enough? Almost. Is he going to get the drive of the corner? He might just do it.
Oh, hip and shoulder. And Wenzel holds on by 0.02 of a second. Brennan not quite able to get himself through. And results on screen for heat number 2. Lon Franks picks up the win. Corey Wenzel in second position. Joel Berkeley in third. Those guys through to the A main. Then we've got Brenner, Batista, Schlapich, Butler, Clark and Miller. Those guys will have to work their way forward from the B and C mains. But now we go to heat number 3. Troy Price and Brayton Davison first and second. Then we've got Lewis Hewitt and Howard Weaver. Be interesting to see how Howard goes coming from 4th on the grid and working his way forward. Griffin Gardner in 5th, Joshua Walton in 6th, then Brett Wheeler in 7th, Sean O'Hara in 8th, and our 9th runner will be Connor McCluskey Young. Should be a pretty hotly contested heat, this one too. It's a lot of drivers that could really put on a big performance here. There's a lot of guys that would think that they're good enough to make themselves into the final. Be a good fight to see who does it.
Well, it's a very, very good heat. You've even got Brett Wheeler himself, and also you've even got the fastest practice time setter Joshua Walton as well. So it's going to be a very, very close heat, and be interesting to actually see who makes the transfers.
Yep, as we said, top 3 go through, and there's a few guys outside. Oh, it's a bit of pushing and shoving going on under yellow. That's always interesting to see between Brett Wheeler and Griffin Gardner. Interesting to see that there's quite a few guys outside that top 3 that you would probably expect to be in the top 3. So this should be a really good fight to see who can make their way forward in this fight. But as it is, Troy Price will start from pole. Expect Hewitt and Weaver to get through. Then that 3rd spot is going to be really, really tight. There's probably 4 or 5 guys that could really be in contention for it. Here we go, Price and Davison get the green flag. We are underway. Lewis Hewitt with a very, very good jump on the inside, though. He's going to go straight to the inside and try and take the lead away. 4 wide into turn 1.
Doesn't work.
Oh, Howard Weaver off in the fence. He's going to have to come all the way from 8th back to the front. But at the front, we have a new leader, Lewis Hewitt. It's gone from 3rd to 1st on the first lap. But Price is going to come back through. Brett Wheeler's in the fence. It looks like he might be out of this one. And Weaver's now back into 6th. But at the front, new leader again because Hewitt is back through and he might hold on this time. Price with a great run on the outside. This is a great fight for the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Still side by side going at it for this race lead. That outside's got a bit more drive, but that inside is the shortest way around. So it's a bit of almost, you can't really tell who's going to get the drive, but it looks like Price has run a little bit wide into turn 1. That's allowed Hewitt to get the race lead firmly, and unfortunately Price has fallen all the way back down to 5th, and he's possibly even going to lose even more positions.
Yeah, and here comes Howard Weaver. He's setting the fastest laps of the race. He's up into 5th. And he does the fastest lap once again. This is going to be great to see if he can get through. Griffin Gardner looks fairly safe in second at the moment, but between Walton, Price and Weaver, this is on. Hearing a car in the fence in the background as well. I believe that was Connor McCluskey-Young. We're 3 wide across the start line. Price doing enough for now, but he's got to be careful because Walton and Weaver both look incredibly quick at the moment.
Yeah, they're all scrambling for that final transfer. Oh, bit of contact there. More contact, but they're still going.
This will help Weaver if these guys keep fighting like this, because it'll enable him to get on through, and he does on Walton. And now Howard Weaver, Troy Price ahead. This is for the last transfer spot into the A main. But Walton's coming back on the inside. This is a great fight. Halfway through, 4 to go. And it's on for the lead as well. Griffin Gardner's got some incredible pace in his car at the moment.
Yeah, he actually does. He's a little bit slower than Lewis Hewitt, but he's definitely got some good pace.
Oh,
There's that battle for third still going on.
Big hit between Walton and Weaver. 3 laps to go. And oh, big contact between Weaver and Walton. That was a heavy hit. There's a little bit of malice in that one. We continue on though. 3 laps to go. 2 laps to go, I should say. Lewis Hewitt now starting to break away again from Griffin Gardner. And Troy Price now looks like he's fairly safe in that 3rd spot. O'Hara and Davison next in the field. White flag in the air though for Lewis Hewitt. Final lap of this race. Currently has a half a second lead over Griffin Gardner. Ever since he got in the lead, he has not looked challenged. Gardner had a little bit of pace in the middle of that race to close the gap, but as soon as that gap closed, started to stretch once more. Very, very good win for Lewis Hewitt in heat number 3. Griffin Gardner in 2nd, and Troy Price will go through to the A-main as well from 3rd position. Results for that race on screen. Lewis Hewitt, Griffin Gardner and Troy Price, as we said, through to the A-main. Then we've got Sean O'Hara, Braden Davison, Connor McCluskey-Young, Joshua Walton and Brett Wheeler. The 8 cars that finished, Howard Weaver, DNF. That was a big surprise. We would not have said that at the start of the day, that Howard Weaver will be coming through the C-main. So we've got the grid for heat number 4 up on screen. Jim Rivas from pole, Ryan Gorton in 2nd, Randall Carter in 3rd, Jeremy Capron in 4th position. Then we've got Jake Burton and Ricky Sanders on the 3rd row, Nathan Davis, Anthony Janes, and then Dale Grother. The 9 cars for heat number 4. Wow, that was a very, very interesting heat, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of talking after that one going on amongst the guys. That was an incredible heat, that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of racing and all sorts going on. Even a little bit of banging and barging, which for these street stocks is a little bit typical as they do have fenders, but absolutely awesome racing, and I can't wait to the feature and even what this heat's going to bring.
Only one more heat after this one, and then we get into the finals. The racing just goes by incredibly quick. Awesome format that iRacing has put on and made. I think they've really nailed a lot of the dirt stuff. Still need a few little tweaks to make it perfect, but they're definitely getting things in the right direction with the dirt side of things.
Yeah, they are. It's actually a very, very good format that they've actually finally given us in this latest update. Yeah, and as you said, a few things that you could probably adjust that would make it a little bit better, but otherwise it's pretty bang on for the moment.
So the iRacing pace truck comes down the back straight at Volusia Speedway. Big thank you if you are tuning in for the first time here on V8s Online. If you're enjoying your dirt action on V8s Online, we are live every second Tuesday night for the Australian 410 Sprint Car Championship. Green flag flies for heat number 4. And have a look at Jake Burton, a massive run at the start. He's going to try and take a few spots away already. And big argy-bargy coming through turns 1 and 2. There's 3 wide coming out of turn 2. Randall Carter up on the cush. Sorry, that was Ryan Gordon up on the cush. He's going to lose out big time. He's lost a spot. Now sits in 3rd and may lose 4th. May drop to 4th, I should say. Because Jeremy Carperon looks very, very quick here.
Yeah, Carperon's got that inside line, so he's going to be able to possibly hold it, but that outside line is starting to come into play a little bit more, so it will be very, very interesting to see whether the track evolves enough for that outside line to come into play. But now Gordon on that inside line and Carperon on the outside line, so it's... everybody's trying to find a line and everybody's trying to search for grip, but there just isn't enough of it.
Track's not very grippy at the moment at all, and Gordon's got a big gaggle of cars building up behind him. Ricky Sanders, Nathan Davis and Jake Burton in a very, very big fight. Hip and shoulder from Davis into Sanders. One thing I do love about these dirt races is the argy-bargy and the hip and shoulders and the little bit of the push and shove that we always come to see. A big hit from Burton into the rear of Sanders. He gets through and he's moved up into 5th. But the front 3 looks very, very settled for now. Randall Carter starting to close that gap between he and Rivas. But Rivas at the moment doing a very, very good job.
Yeah, he's currently sitting up front, just comfortably driving that car, not pushing it too hard. But Carter's got a quicker car, so it'll be interesting to see whether Carter can actually close that gap and possibly get a move done later in this race.
Last lap time though, Rivas found something because he was 0.2 of a second quicker. But the front 3 look very, very settled at the moment. Jake Burton, unfortunately, in the fence. It's never a good spot to be in these heat races. He's going to have to work back through from the C main. But battle for 4th, 5th and 6th. Very, very heated at the moment. Side by side, Gordon has been the biggest loser out of this one. Started from the front row and he's all the way back now. He's going to drop to 5th. He could even drop back to 6th at the moment. Davis around the outside. Good move from him.
Yeah, very good move. And Sanders is on the charge as well, so he's got to be very careful. Ooh, a little bit of a bump from Sanders there. But it's very close for this top 5 position battle. And now Sanders trying that high line, trying to see if the cushion's got anything, but it doesn't quite have it. So he's going to head straight back down the inside. He's actually got a good run and a bit of a bump down the front straight. But he's moved back down to the inside, so that cushion does have a bit of drive on the exit. Oh, and a bit of tap, and now Gaunt's in the fence.
White flag will come out this time by, and it's on for the lead because Randall Carter's closed up incredibly in the last little bit, as is Jeremy Carperon. But here we go, white flag in the air, final lap of this race. Heat number 4 in the Brett Wheeler charity race. It's been a great fight. In the mid-pack, the guys at the front... Oh, car facing the wrong direction. That would have been a little bit scary for those guys.
Yeah, Dale Grother actually stopped in the middle of the track. He actually had a moment a lap before and actually clipped the outside wall down the back straight. So that ended up ending his race, unfortunately.
So checkered flag has come out. The top 3 remained unchanged. And results from that heat are on screen. Rivas, Carter and Carperon into the A main. Then we've got Davis, Sanders, Gorton, Burton, Grother and Janes, the rest of the field for heat number 4. Make the graphics actually work properly. There we go. Heat 4, and now we move on to our final heat race. And it's Casey Graves and Garrett Newbridge in first and second. Then we've got Gavin Sadler and James Rice on the second row. Then Travis Smith and Harry Edwards. Jock Goodger, a long way back from where I would expect him to be. He's going to start from 7th. Clinton Barrett and Scott Tyler, the rest of the field. It's going to be a very, very good heat, this one as well.
Yeah, well, a few guys that, well, actually a number of guys that could actually win it. In fact, probably the entire heat could actually win it. So it's going to be very, very close and actually interesting to see who takes this one out.
So final heat, heat number 5 of this one. And we will have our B and C main. Pace car will pull off into the pits this time by. And we will get the green flag in the air. And away we go for 10 laps. Final heat here at Volusia Speedway in the Brett Wheeler charity race. A good jump from Graves on the inside. Oh, big hit from him though. And car in the fence in the background. I believe that was Scott Tyler. No, sorry, that was Harry Edwards. In the fence in the background. But oh, big hit, cars around. It's the 19. Niebrig and also Rice, but at the front, Graves and Sadler. And Jock Goodyear's found himself from 7th. He's up into the transfer spot. Good job from him just keeping out of trouble. But in the background, cars into each other. That's Travis Smith, Scott Tyler and Clinton Barrett. This field has shuffled a lot in this race, and here comes Goodyear to try and take away 2nd position.
Yeah, Goodyear's on a massive charge here. He's got some very good pace, and it's looking like he should be able to get by Sadler here with very good ease.
See if he can get the move done. Goodyear looking like he's got the best pace out there on track at the moment. Really be able to get a move done. We've seen so far throughout these heat races that it is very tough to get a move done and actually get a pass manoeuvred. Harry Edwards is out of the race. He's ended up in the fence. So he was in 4th position and trying to close up on these guys, but he's unfortunately ended that one early. But the gap between 3rd and 4th is fairly large, and I can't see how Travis Smith and Scott Tyler will be able to close this gap for now. But the battle for the lead is on. Sadler with a bit of a bump into the rear of Graves there to try and get a move done.
Yeah, Sadler's looking very racy at the moment. He's got some good pace over Graves, so it's going to be very close to see whether he's going to get by. He just doesn't seem to have the drive off the corner, but he does seem to have some good pace on the entry and middle of the corner, so we'll see what he can actually do to try and get by.
3 laps to go. Sadler on Graves. This looks like the one move that may actually happen and potentially could happen. I don't think we've just got enough to get past Sadler. He's got a little bit of pace, but he just can't quite nail it at the right times. And saying that a mistake from Sadler will help out Goodyear. 2 to go. And Goodyear now right in this to try and take away 2nd position. Oh, a little bit of a tap between Sadler and Graves. Tell you what, Travis Smith in 4th position must be very happy watching these guys fight, because one mistake from these guys will see him through. Here comes Goodyear up the inside. White flag in the air. Final lap in our final heat. And Sadler around the outside. He might take the lead away here.
Yeah, Goodyear's trying to follow Sadler, but is there going to be enough drive? Not quite for Sadler, but enough for Goodyear, and he's going to go up the inside. Is it going to be enough to get him into the race lead? Oh, and he gives Graves a bit of a bump, hip and shoulder, and he's actually managed to get into the lead of the race and will take the race win from that.
Wow. Graves does get across the line in 3rd, luckily for him. That was an incredible heat. That was a very surprising heat. So Graves puts himself upside down at the end of the race. That's always entertaining to see, is the results on screen. Goodyear, Sadler and Graves. Goodyear from 7th into 1st. Good job from him. And then we've got Smith and Tyler, Niebrig, and then Rice, Barrett and Edwards. The rest of the field. We are on to the C main already. This is just flying by. We'll get the grid for that one up on screen in just a moment. We have it on screen now. So Connor McCluskey-Young and Ryan Gorton will start on the front row. Newbury, Calavoda on the second row. Butler and Walton on the third row. Burton and Rice on the fourth. Fifth row is Hill and Clark. Wheeler and Grother on the sixth row. Barrett and O'Brien on the seventh, with Chad Miller and Howard Weaver on the eighth row. And Anthony James and Harry Edwards the ninth row. 18 cars, the biggest field we have seen so far. So we whittle our field down to 24. It's going to be a very, very heated heat, this one. We got 12 laps, so a tiny little bit longer than what we've seen in the rest of our heats. We thank you for tuning in if you are tuning in to us here on V8s Online for the first time. Of course, tomorrow night, Australian Eastern Time, 5 PM, we will have the conclusion of the Majors Le Mans 24. Should be a good fun race, that one tomorrow, Cam.
Yeah, it will be a very, very long race, so it'll be quite interesting to see who actually comes out on top for that. I know it's a race everybody who races in the majors will want to win due to its prestige, so best bet's probably, I'd have to say, would probably be Kinetic, but who knows, as it's a very long race.
Yep, and there will be our first look as well at a lot of the European and American teams from us here on the international side of the major series. But C-Main for the Brett Wheeler charity race is about to get underway. Pace truck will pull in, and McCluskey-Young going very early, almost past the pace car to get the green flag. We are underway though. I tell you what, that's absolutely scrambled my life timing, so I've got no idea who's exactly in which position. I know McCluskey-Young is in the lead, Gorton in second, but I would not be surprised if McCluskey-Young got a black flag there.
It's actually looked like we've had a bit of a shunt further back in the field, actually. Number of drivers apart. Oh, and another one at turn 2 as well.
Howard Weaver's out. We've also got Anthony James out as well. We've got Matt Hill involved, as well as Harry Edwards and Dale Grother. So a whole heap of cars involved in incidents. Jake Burton is the fastest car out on track at the moment. He finds himself in 4th position. A slow car up on the inside there. So McCluskey-Young leads from Ryan Gorton. Barrett Newbury is in 3rd position. Burton and Walton, very, very big fight for 4th and 5th. Stephen Calavoda as well in a very, very intense fight. We've only got 11 cars left in this fight, in this race already, out of our 18 starters. And the battle for the lead is on because Ryan Gorton has just set the fastest lap of the race on lap 4. And he's trying to take this lead away.
He's trying his best. He's got some decent pace. He can almost smell victory here, but he's not quite got the drive off the corner. Now Nebush is all over the back of Gorton here. He's possibly going to lose a position if he's not careful, but Burns also coming into this now. So we've got a four-way fight for the lead.
We're about to get the halfway point of this race as well. McCluskey-Young leading. But the battle for second looks like it's the most heated at the moment because these two guys are really, really close and evenly matched on lap times as well. But we can't discount Lewis Clark back in the field a little bit. He is setting out fastest lap after fastest lap. We've got to watch out for him. He might be able to close up. He's about 0.6 of a second quicker than these guys at the front. But the battle for second is on. Oh, big hit as well. This is a good fight.
Nebush trying to just unsettle Gorton a little bit with a few little love taps to the rear of that car, so he's not quite been able to make it unsettled enough, so he's going to have to work hard to try and get back by.
3 to go and they cross the line. Top 3 look like they're fairly settled at the moment. Burton's dropped from these guys. But McCluskey Young's done everything he needs to in this race so far to hold on to this lead, but Gorton and Ebrid, they're looking like they might have enough. I'm not sure if they will be able to get past 2 to go. McCluskey Young doing a great job out in front. Although he makes a mistake and into the inside wall. Here comes Gorton. Will he be able to capitalise? Oh, another hit. Lewis Clark and Scott Butler also involved in an incident. They are out of the race. Only 9 cars left. Half our field. White flag in the air. Final lap. McCluskey Young holding on to this lead. Will he be able to do it into the final corner? Gorton trying to get a move done. A little bit of a hit. And Gorton's going to lose a spot from that. Wow, what a race. That was highly entertaining from the start, the whole way through. Lots of argy-bargy in that one. Results on screen. McCluskey Young by 0.3 of a second over Nebrig. Then we've got Gorton and Burton in 3rd and 4th. Walton, Calavoda and Chad Miller in 7th. O'Brien, Edwards, the last drivers on the lead lap. Then Grota, Butler, Clark, Barrett, James, Wheeler, Hill, Rice and Weaver all did not finish that race. Now we move on to the B main, where Shane Kelly will start from the front row with Chris Brenner. Sean O'Hara and Nathan Davis on the 2nd row. Travis Smith in 5th position with Trevor Royer in 6th. John Batista and Braden Davison in 7th and 8th. 5th row will be Ricky Sanders and Scott Tyler, Stephen Renault and Kyle Shaplich. On the 6th row, Connor McCluskey Young, Garrett Nibrid, Ryan Gorton, Jake Burton, Josh Walton and Stephen Calavoda. The 6 cars at the end there all come through the C main, 15 lap B main now out on track. Tell you what, this is going to be a hotly contested race as well. We've had stacked fields the whole way through the night so far.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some very hot competition in this B main, and a little bit different to the C main. We've got 9 people going through instead of 6, so it's going to be all on to try and get into that top 9.
Probably eases the stress a little bit for some of those guys that have come through the C main, knowing that there's 9 spots up for grabs as well. So make things a little bit easier, a little bit less stressful for the likes of Calavoda and Walton, who are on the last row of this one. They only have to pass 9 cars as opposed to 12 cars to get themselves into the A main. As we've said throughout, there's no prizes and no money up for grabs. It's just purely pride and bragging rights in this one. So we raise some money for Brett Wheeler. If you would like to help out Brett, the GoFundMe link is in the description on our YouTube channel and Facebook page. Make sure you do help out Brett, because he does a lot of work behind the scenes in regards to the dirt community in Australia and New Zealand. Green flag flies. Shane Kelly gets a very, very good run from the front row. Second back though. It's hotly contested. It's very, very tight. O'Hara and Davis side by side. Davis through his as O'Hara drops further back. At the moment, the 9th spot is Braden Davison. Ryan Gorton already trying to get himself into the transfer spot. A little bit of work to do though. The guys that have come through the C main, there's a little bit of a gap between them and the rest of the field. But up the front, it's on for the lead, because here comes Chris Brenner. Brenner looking strong here. cars around in the background. That's Walton. He's dropped all the way back to 16th position. We go back to the fight for the lead because it's on side by side. Kelly and Brenner. This is on.
Oh, that's a big crash in front of the leaders there. Car upside down, in fact.
That was Scott Tyler. It would have been scary for the guys coming out of turn 2 to see a car upside down. We've got a car around in the background as well. That looks like it's Travis Smith, who was in about 6th or 7th position. He's dropped all the way back to 11th. And guess who is now in the 9th position, the magic transfer spot? The number 19, Garrett Niebrig. Will he be able to get past Braden Davison? He looks very, very strong at the moment.
Yeah, he's using that high line. It seems to be working, but that inside line is where everybody is. So it's a bit of a traffic jam down on the bottom of the racetrack. So he's going to have to try and find a way by. And if he can't, then he's going to possibly have to come to a bit of push and shove to try and get on by.
And Gorton's the one we've got to watch for here, because at the moment he is out of the rest of the racing if he stays in this current position. The fight behind Sean O'Hara is on though. Ricky Sanders, big hip and shoulder into the side of O'Hara's number 39, and through he goes. And here comes John Batista up the inside. Side by side, 2 by 2 across the start line. Oh, we got a car in the fence in the background as well. It was Kyle Slapich who just dropped all the way back to the back of the field. But this fight, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. It's very, very hot. Gorton has got through and it's taken 9th position away from Niebrig. But O'Hara is in the biggest fight at the moment. He's struggling to hold on. I wouldn't be surprised if O'Hara drops all the way back to 9th here.
Yeah, he seems to be struggling a little bit with pace, so he's possibly going to lose another 2 positions here to Davis, and I believe that's Sanders. Oh, Renaud, sorry.
On board with Renault here, and we'll see if he can come on through, get this move done. Currently sits in 8th position. Oh, clips the tyres at the pit entry. That is not very good for your pace. At the front, the leaders are broken away. Kelly and Brenner doing pretty much identical lap times, and they've absolutely stormed away from Nathan Davis. And Ricky Sanders is a long way behind at the lead of this big pack of cars. 3 laps to go. We'll watch the battle for 9th and 10th, because Garrett Niebrig not quite able to find anything to get himself into that transfer spot. He'll be getting told by his teammates that there's only 9 going through. He needs to get a move done. 2 to go. Oh, and big mistake from Gordon. He's opened the door and let Niebrig through. White flag in the air. This is the final lap when they cross the line. And car in the fence. That's Gordon. Gordon's done. He's out of this race. Wonder if Gordon's run out of fuel.
Maybe he has, but this battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th is still on. Oh, Sean O'Hara in the fence. He's just going to hold on and have to settle for 8th. The
top 9 end up as they were. A little bit of a shuffled order at the end though, but results on screen. Shane Kelly does win in the end. Good job from him. Chris Brenner in 2nd. Nathan Davis in 3rd. Those guys blitzed away from the rest of the field. Ricky Sanders led home that big pack of cars. John Batista in 5th. Braden Davis in 6th. Stephen Renaud 7th. Then Sean O'Hara and Garrett Niebrig, the last drivers into the A-Main. Travis Smith, the first of our drivers that will go home after that one. Trevor Royer, Stephen Calvoda, and Jake Burton and Kyle Slapich all finished on the lead lap. Ryan Gorton, as we saw, jumped into the pits, finishes 1 lap down, with Josh Walton Scott Tyler and Connor McCluskey Young also done for the day. Drivers now out there with a little bit of a warm-up. They've got a 5-minute warm-up session. And they will prep the track ready to go. But I tell you what an entertaining bit of racing we've had so far, Cam. This has been an incredible day of racing.
Yeah, it absolutely has been some awesome racing. A few moments where it's been a bit aggressive, but otherwise it's been pretty fair and clean for the most part, with some awesome racing. And this feature is just going to be absolutely awesome to watch, with this many cars and so many good drivers turning up to have made it.
Yeah, it's a very, very stacked field, so looking forward to seeing how it goes. The drivers with a 5-minute warm-up session just to get back comfortable with the car once again. Some drivers probably haven't been in the car for about 25 minutes, and other drivers haven't got out of the car for the last 20 minutes, so good chance for the guys to get a little bit more comfortable in the cars if they haven't had much time in. What we might do, we might take a very, very quick break here on V8's Online. We'll be back with the A main in around about 3 minutes time, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back very, very soon. Welcome back to Volusia Speedway here on V8's Online. We are here for the Brett Wheeler charity race. The warm-up is just concluding. Drivers are pulling into the pits to get ready to get the A main, the feature race of the night, underway. Jay Kennedy and Cameron Dance here for coverage of this one. 56 laps of racing course, 56 being Brett Wheeler's number, which is the reason we've got so many laps, which I'm looking forward to. It's going to be a very, very entertaining race. We've got a fairly stacked field as well, Cam.
Yeah, it's going to be quite an interesting one with such a stacked field. A long race for these cars, but it'll be very, very fun and everybody will enjoy it, that's for sure.
Yep, Joel Berkeley will start on the front row alongside Jake Maloney, so TTL front row with Gavin Sadler and Randall Carter on the second row. Third row goes to Griffin Gardner and Corey Winsell. Then we've got Jacob Leverstein and Jock Goodyear on the fourth row. Fifth row, Jim Rivas and Lewis Hewitt. Sixth row, Leon Franks and Chase Carbre. Seventh row is Troy Price and Jeremy Capron. Casey Graves and Shane Kelly on the eighth row. Ninth row, Chris Brenner and Nathan Davis. Ricky Sanders and John Batista on the 10th row of the grid. Final two rows of the grid, Braden Davis, Stephen Renault, Sean O'Hara and Garrett Niebrig. The final car, 24 in this race. I'm looking forward to seeing how it all plays out. As we've said, a very, very long race for these guys in these cars. I wouldn't mind guessing that probably 25% of the field would not have done a dirt race this long. Or a little bit of argy-bargy going on in under the caution as well, under the yellow. So we are under the pace truck. It's a track condition looking very, very worn, so guys will be struggling to get grip out there early on in this race. It's really going to be a battle to see who can find the grip, and if someone can find something different from everyone else, that will be the car that will lead this one away. Of course, caution laps will count as well. For the first time in this event, we will see caution flags flown, and that always mixes up the field as well, doesn't it, Cam?
Yeah, absolutely. It bunches it all back up and gives guys another chance to possibly gain a few positions or even retake the lead. So it's going to be very, very interesting. But we've got the pace car coming into pit lane now. TTL front row, who is going to lead this away? Joel Berkeley will lead it away, and we are green. Good jump from Maloney, though, so he's going to take the race lead, actually, into turn one. Everybody's spreading out three wide from further back in the field, but it's looking like everybody's pretty much made it through turn 1 and 2 fairly cleanly.
Yep, great start, and well done to Maloney for getting that jump. But here comes Berkeley back through, and having a Randall Carter through the middle. Maloney's gone from first. He's going to drop all the way back to fourth here, the way it looks at the moment. Berkeley retakes the race lead, but we've got a caution out already.
Big wreck on the front stroke by the looks of it.
Yeah, Stephen Renault involved in that one by the looks. He's upside down. See if I can pick up a CPR replay of what has gone on there.
Actually looked like it was more like 5 cars involved at the pit entry by the looks of it.
Yeah, Casey Graves, I think, was involved in that one as well. Oh, Graves' big hit into the wall, into the pit wall, and the 39 of O'Hara also involved in Renault. This ends up upside down. That's a little bit of a strange one, that one. Get a secondary look on board here with Renault and just nowhere to go. I'll tell you what, that was a good barrel roll from him, though.
Yeah, it actually was quite spectacular.
You'd have a headache. One good thing about sim racing is you don't really get hurt. I mean, some guys do with big high-powered wheels, but for the most part, you don't get hurt in sim racing.
And you don't have to pay the damage wheel after that.
Looks like we've lost about 4 cars from that one. Lewis Hewitt actually just spun under caution. So he's dropped all the way back down the field. He's going to get his spots back, but it was a little bit strange there. Had a little bit of a loop around.
Looks like he actually came out of pit lane when that happened, which was it's a bit strange.
He was in the pits. He actually come in get a bit of damage fixed. So I'm wondering if the guys have got a fast repair and can get back out again. No, not sure. Strange. Must not have been happy. Yeah, he's saying that he's still got a little bit of damage on the front. No, he didn't actually. So yeah. Oh yeah, just come out of the pits and got turned by Griffin Gardner. Probably didn't even expect to see a car come out of the pits. But we get ready to go again. We're on lap 5. We'll restart with 51 laps to go in this one. Green flag flies and we are underway. And a good jump from both of the guys in the front row. All fanning out side by side back in the field, but at the front, Randall Carter side by side with Joel Berkeley, and we've got another caution.
That was caused by, I believe, Brayton Davison just turning John Batista into turn 1.
Got a CPR replay and have another look at that. Batista just sort of nowhere to go in the end, did he? Just sort of ran out of road, couldn't go high, couldn't go low, and got a big hit from behind. And good news is he'll be able to continue on and keep going. Back in 20th position though, not where he would want to be. He's already had 3 lead changes in this race. But Berkeley, Maloney and Carter all lead different points of the race. Officially we've only had 1 lead change from Berkeley to Carter, but Maloney also has led for a portion of the first lap and second lap. Hopefully these guys can get it sorted out now and we can have a little bit of a longer green flag run. One more lap behind the iRacing pace truck. So remember, make sure you jump over to the GoFundMe as well. GoFundMe.com/Brett Wheeler to help Brett out in his new fight. Tough time for Brett and his family at the moment, so every little cent will help him out and his family out. As we get the green flag, we are back underway. A good jump at the front from both of those guys at the front. Leverstein though, look at him trying to make some moves through the middle, 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. This is a great fight. Oh, Berkeley almost into the fence, coming into turn 3, and Leverstein, big hit between he and Sadler. Back in the field though, Jock Goodger. Side by side he was for a moment there with Corey Winsell and also Nathan Davis. But at the front still going on. Jim Revis also trying to get some moves done. He's moving his way forward. Gary Niebrig coming from the C-Main. He's found himself up into 14th position as well. He's one to watch in this one.
Oh, Sadler's been turned into the pit wall. He's managed to keep it going. Oh no, we've got a wreck on the front straight. Get a CPR replay of that because it did miss it live, but that did check up a big bunch of cars there, didn't it? Yeah, that was really strange one. Just looked like Carberry got clipped Sadler, and then Maloney had nowhere to go, and Carberry got turned into the wall, unfortunately. And then the second part of the wreck there, Lewis Hewitt, big hit into the wall. And then Sean O'Hara also into the wall, and also Braden Davison into the wall. So sort of just all amplified after the field checked up from Sadler getting into the pit wall there. Very strange wreck, that one. Very strange accident. Very strange caution. We're going to continue on. Lewis Hewitt has come back out from the pits to get some damage fixed because he hit that pit wall, the inside wall, very, very hard coming into turn 1, and so he may have got a little bit of that fixed. Griffin Gardner and Chase Carberry also in the pits getting some damage fixed. Still have 22 runners left in this race. I
must say Maloney's doing a very, very good job maintaining 5th position at the moment. A guy that's not recognised as a dirt racer, he's doing a very, very good job.
Yeah, it's actually quite interesting how well Maloney's actually managed to come to grips with the dirt racing stuff. I know he first did it actually about middle of last year during the Knoxville Nationals, which was his first ever dirt event, and he actually did quite well there. So he's done very well when he's made his cameo appearances into the dirt stuff, but we're not too far away from going green again as everybody's lined up to by 2.
Yep, 40 laps to go when we get the green flag this time. RSC Pace Truck pulls into the pits and we are go. Green flag flies. A very, very good jump by the entire front 4. A bit of push and shove between Revis and Leverstein as well there. Jock Goodyear also trying to make moves, and Maloney's lost out big time. He got held up on the outside of the cush there and couldn't get through. And have a look at Sadler making his way back forward. Little bit of contact between he and Goodyear. 4 wide out of turn 4.
We've got a car around that sprint, so...
Yeah, Sanders also facing the wrong direction. That was a big, big hit. Griffin Gardner and... yeah, Rory Wenzel. We'll see if we can get a replay and see what happened there. CPR replay on screen. We said there was 4 wide coming out of turn 4. And that just checked up the field, and Wenzel made contact with, I believe that was Shane Kelly, and just propelled his car a little bit too sideways, and then the guys behind had nowhere to go but into the door of Wenzel. So quite a common accident, that one. That's one that's not overly surprising to see, especially when you've got this amount of drivers in such a competitive environment like this. So Randall Carter leads. Now into our 4th caution period. We'll have 35 laps to go. 34 laps to go when we get the green flag. 35. I don't know, I can't count anymore. Caffeine still hasn't kicked in. It's still early for me here in Australia, so...
We'll go green on lap 22.
Yeah, so it'll be 35 to go.
Yeah.
If I had have looked at the live timing, I would have actually seen that there's 35 laps remaining when they go green. And of course, we do have that live timing available up on our website at v8online.com/live-timing, as we do for all of our broadcast events here on V8 Online. We're going to get the green right now. Complete 21 of 56 laps, 35 to go. Green flag flies. We are back underway. And bit of argy-bargy between Brenner and Berkeley straight away, and Leverstein looking to make moves. Berkeley shuffled out really, really wide and might be in the fence. Berkeley's had to check up big time.
Yeah, a bit of push and shove in that middle of that top 5 area, but it's looking like everybody just managed to survive and not cause too much carnage. So looking like Jock Goodyear, though, is looking to make a move on the inside into the top 5, and it's looking like he's going to get it done. That number 10 car on the outside is going to have the exit drive, so he's not quite going to get that position, and he possibly could lose another one as well.
The car losing heaps of positions, stuck on the outside wall. That's Maloney, so Maloney's starting to struggle a little bit now as this race progresses. Did a great job for a good portion at the start of the race, but he's dropping all the way back now. So we've got a car around in the background. Big wreck, actually. Troy Price, Lewis Hewitt, Sean O'Hara, and Griffin Gardner all involved in that one. We'll see if we can pick up a CPR replay and work out what's happened there.
Oh, that was actually involving Kneebridge, who actually had nowhere to go and actually spun it, and that's just caused everyone to have nowhere to go.
Yeah, so Price sort of propelled himself sideways to avoid contact contact with Niebridge. And that's stacked up the back of the field behind. We're going to CPR replay. It looks like he was actually hit by... Not sure who that was that made contact with Niebridge. Might have been Sadler that made contact with Niebridge, and that's caused that big gaggle of cars to come together. Saying that there was contact before that between the 70 of Brenner and possibly with Goodyear, which started the whole chain reaction that's caught out pretty much half of the field.
Yeah, I think that did play a little bit of a part. Brenner just got a little bit too sideways, and Goodyear checked up to try not to run into him, and then Niebridge had nowhere to go, and neither did Sadler, unfortunately.
Just one of those chain reaction events. You can't really put any driver at fault, and those poor guys at the back of the field, well, they had no chance at all other than to get involved in a wreck there. It's just unfortunate for those guys, but that is part of dirt racing. That is part of these events. So we come up to get the halfway marker of this race. We'll have 29 to go when we cross the line, complete 27 of these 56 laps. The green flag running we've had has been intense. It's just a little bit unfortunate we haven't had a huge amount of green flag running.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate, but with these such competitive grids and large fields, as we go green, it's very common to happen.
Good jump. And look again, Jim Revis, probably the one to watch at the moment. Oh, big hit from him though into Leverstein. Good job to hold on. And we're going to go 3 wide into turn 3. Goodyear, Franks, and also Davis involved there. And around goes...
Oh, Brickley and Sadler and everyone else behind.
Big wreck. Big, huge wreck. Yellow flag is out. There's no doubt about that. But that was a huge, huge incident. You almost see that one coming in slow motion once those guys got 3 wide, couldn't you? Just as soon as you saw that one car go a little bit sideways, you just knew that that was going to happen. And Gavin Sadler unfortunately made contact Berkeley made contact into Sadler after Berkeley really had nowhere to go, with Chris Brenner facing the wrong direction coming out of turn 4. Get another CPR replay and go back a little bit further, and you see Chris Brenner in the 70 car here. Just gets a little bit of a hit after Goodyear and Franks both come together, and I tell you what, those guys back in the field, they had nowhere to go because the track was completely blocked then. So we're back under yellow once again. This is our 6th caution period in this race. Track really, really slick now, and I think a few guys are really starting to struggle with how slick this track really is.
Yeah, it's actually quite slick, especially from entry to pretty much the exit of the corners on both ends of the racetrack. So it's really about being conservative and not putting the throttle down a little bit too early or getting a little bit too sideways. So we'll see what happens in this next, hopefully longer green flag stint, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of confidence. I don't have a huge amount of confidence in these guys having a long green flag run, but I tell you what, the guys at the front have done a great job putting on an epic battle. Leverstein, Revis, Davis and Carter, those 4 guys have been incredible to watch. We have one more lap under yellow. Thought we were going green that time. I was getting a little bit excited and getting a little bit ready, but the yellow flag was extended there for an extra lap. So we'll go green with 23 laps remaining in this 56 lap feature here on V8's Online in the Brett Wheeler charity race. Special event to help Brett and raise some funds for Brett and his family. Well, they're going through a pretty tough period. So our thoughts are with you, Brett, and keep fighting, keep pushing on, and things hopefully will start to improve soon as Carter, Leverstein go. And Leverstein, watch him on the front row. He's going to try and go around the outside. Reviso, he's the one that's making moves here. The number 2 car is looking really strong right now.
Yeah, and so is Nathan Davis in the 36 machine. He's down low and he's looking to try and make a move on Davis, but also Brenton Davison is also in the background there trying that high line. A number of guys are actually trying that high line now on the cushion to see if he can actually offer any grip and drive off the corners.
And some guys are really starting to shut. Oh, Leverstein, big hit between he and Revis. Revis holds on just, does he? Yes, we're staying green. I'll tell you what, have a look at that 19 car. Garrett Niebrig comes from the C main. Last qualifier in the B main. He's now into the top 7. And he's looking very, very strong. We've got to keep an eye on this car.
Yeah, absolutely. He's doing an awesome job to recover the amount he has, and also keep an eye out for the likes of Joel Berkeley coming from the back, as he's got a lot of work to do. Goodyear also getting involved in a couple of incidents. I've got a car around in the background.
Yep, that's Chris Brenner again. They've been involved in a couple of incidents, unfortunately. I'm sure that he won't be overly impressed with how his day's gone. He's driving it straight into the pits. And a little bit of damage on that car, so we'll get a CPR replay and pick up what happened there. I'll tell you what, the green flag racing has been incredible. There's been so many fights going on, and that was just 4 cars going in side by side. Berkeley gave Goodyear gave a little bit of a hit into Sadler, and then that chain reaction into Brenner. So Brenner not really did anything wrong there. He just sort of was an innocent bystander in someone else's incident there. But you can tell that these guys are leaving it all out on the track. They're going absolutely hell for leather. They all want to win this race.
Yeah, absolutely. When bragging rights is on the line, you've got to be the man at the front, and you want to try and have that bragging rights. So there's definitely nothing left off on the table from these lot, and everybody who's trying to get to that front.
We should have 16 to go when we go green, so this will complete 40 laps. Unfortunately, we've had almost half of that, or over half of that, under yellow, which is a little bit disappointing, but at the same time, no surprise considering how aggressive all of these cars are. All 24 have been ultra aggressive in this race, and to be honest, I don't mind if they're racing this hard. They're trying their best to race clean, but I think the track conditions are really making a lot of these guys struggle with how the car's behaving and things like that.
Yeah, the track conditions aren't exactly the easiest to race on, so it's definitely making it a challenge, but everybody that's still going is doing a fairly good job at actually trying their best to keep it clean and not cause too many problems.
The iRacing pace truck will pull into the pits this time by Randall Carter and Nathan Davis on the front row. Will control the field. The pace truck is in. Away we go. Green flag flies, and have a look at Braden Davison trying to get a bit of a run right on the ultra inside. Big push into the back of Leon Franks. Carter, though, under pressure for the first time in a little while. Here comes Nathan Davis. We've got another caution, though.
That was due to Shane Kelly actually getting turned on the front straight and into turn 1 by Gavin Sadler, actually.
CPR replay up on screen right now. We'll pick that one up as we went green. There's just 3 into 2 there, and that was a bit of a strange one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
everyone trying to everyone trying to capitalise. Sadler saw a huge gap open up at the restart, and Kelly was on the outside and probably was trying to cover off Sadler a little bit. Sadler saw him coming, but Lewis Hewitt was on the inside there and he couldn't really go anywhere. So that looks like it might have ended Shane Kelly's day, unfortunately. We're back under caution again for the 8th time. I think the battle now, you just need to finish.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the goal for a lot of these guys now, to just try and salvage a result.
So we'll go green with 12 laps remaining. Hopefully we can stay green for a majority of those 12. The pace truck will pull back into the pits again. But I'll refill that truck after this one because there's been so many cautions. We are green. And Leverstein looking to take advantage of the sluggish Davis at the restart. Davis didn't get a good jump. Here comes Leverstein right up the inside, but around the outside. Have a look at Lon Franks. He's going to try and take advantage of both of these guys fighting. Oh, big check up. Davis has checked up the entire group. Franks has gone through. Leverstein's gone through. Davis has gone from second to fourth, and around he goes. He gets turned. Oh, and the caution is out.
Looks like Corey Wenzel and Jake Maloney also got involved there, unfortunately.
Man, Davis looks like it may have blown an engine there too. That just started coming into turn 3. Davis just got really checked up. And he just couldn't get his momentum back again. He swung up a little bit high, got a little bit of contact from, I believe that was Capron, and then as soon as he turned around, faced the other way, he got shunted, and Maloney nowhere to go. Maloney was doing the right thing, going extremely wide to avoid the incident, and then all of a sudden Davis got shunted into the path of Maloney. It looks like Maloney may be race done as well. Disappointing there for Nathan Davis, because he was really starting to come strong there at the end, wasn't he?
Yeah, he actually was. He had some very good pace, and he's actually back out on circuit thanks to that fast repair. So he's going to be trying to get his way back up through the field. He's only got a few laps left, actually, to try and do that, but at least he's back out on track and still going.
Looks like Capron's been given black flag for causing that caution, so he was the one that did give contact, or did force the contact into the rear of Davis to cause that caution to come out. Garrett Niebreg as well also came into the pits there to get some damage fixed, so he's dropped all the way back now to 14th. He was actually just about into the top 5, which is an incredible effort considering where he started this race from, all the way back in last position, 24th.
Yeah, it actually is a very, very good recovery, so we'll see what happens in these final few laps and whether he can actually gain any more positions to actually possibly even win this.
7 laps to go when we go green, so if we do get another caution, we still may have a few more green flag laps. Hopefully we can have 7 green flag laps to finish this race off. These guys are leaving it all on the line though. They all want to win this race. Carter, Franks, Leverstein and Sanders for the first time. Franks on the front low, and he's a little bit sluggish at the start. We go green, 7 to go. And Leverstein looking really strong on the inside, trying to get a move done, and he does. He takes the position away from Franks very, very quickly. He's trying to take the lead now. Caution is out again, though.
That was actually from Corey Wenzel just looping it on his own, actually, into turn 1.
Okay. So tried to get a little bit of a run at the restart up the inside of Sadler, and then missed the restart completely. And then, yeah, it's just sort of looped it around, and then O'Hara's finished the job off and sent him in the wrong direction. Full 360 and away he goes again. But this will be our final restart this time. So still got 2 laps under yellow, which will mean we will have 3 laps to go. After that point, the next flag will end the race. So yellow flag or white flag. From there, if we get the white flag, we will have the last lap under green conditions. Hopefully we can get 3 green flag laps in. Fingers crossed we can get 3 green flag laps in.
Would be nice.
So The lights are out on the iRacing pace truck. We will get the green flag next time by in this 56 lap feature. Just helping to raise some money for Brett Wheeler. So big thank you to Joel Berkeley and Bob King for putting everything on behind the scenes. They've done a great job in organising this event in only 2 weeks as well. To get a very, very stacked field like this is an incredible effort and shows how important Brett is as a member of the dirt community in iRacing. So Brett, we're thinking of you, and hopefully you're enjoying the racing. Green flag flies, 3 to go. Great jump from Carter. Here comes Leverstein, and Lon Franks trying to get a move done. Don't know if he's going to be able to do it yet, but he's going to use that inside row. Big hit between he and Leverstein. And somehow Joel Berkeley's found himself back into this. He's already up into 4th. 2 to go.
But a contact between Leverstein and Franks is in the pits,
around.
and so is Renaud.
And that's it. Caution is out. That will end the race, unfortunately. That was a heavy hit there between Berkeley Franks and so Randall Carter will end up winning this event. CPR replay on screen. There's a little bit of a hit from Sanders into the back of Franks at the same time that Franks checked up into Leverstein, who had just made contact with Carter. So it was a really big chain reaction there. But across the start line comes Randall Carter to pick up the win in this event. Congratulations to Randall Carter on picking up the win in the Brett Wheeler charity race. Well done to you, Randall. You led a large portion of that race. The green flags runs we had were very, very entertaining. So well done to everyone for putting on a great show. At the end of the day, that's what this event was for, was to have a very, very good show and raise a few dollars for Brett. And I think everyone that actually has been out there on track has had a good time and enjoyed the show.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit of a shame about the cautions, but as you said, some very, very good action when we did have it, and it's awesome to see everybody put their support in for Brett.
Final results are on screen. Randall Carter picks up the win after 56 laps with Jacob Leverstein in 2nd position, Ricky Sanders in 3rd, Jim Revers in 4th with Braden Davison, good job from him, in 5th. John Batista finishes in 6th. Gavin Sadler worked his way back up into 7th position. Jeremy Capron in 8th. We've got Shane Kelly in 9th. My timing has just gone a little bit screwed. Garrett Niebridge in 9th. Shane Kelly is actually in 15th position. Not sure why it's saying 9th. Then we've got Nathan Davis, Griffin Gardner, Corey Winsell, then Lon Franks, Short O'Hara, Shane Kelly, Joel Berkeley, Lewis Hewitt, Chris Brenner, Jock Goodger, Jake Maloney, Troy Price, Chase Carberry, Casey Graves, and Stephen Renault. The 24 cars in this one. I might firstly grab the man who this event's for, Brett Wheeler. Brett, firstly, hopefully you enjoyed the day, and it's been a very, very entertaining day for sure.
Yeah, no, it was all about having a bit of fun at the end of the day, and you know, it's nice to have 40-odd drivers to come out and race the charity race.
Must be a very, very good honour to see so many guys come out in support of you, and knowing how much of a key member of this community you are.
Yeah, it is. Sort of want to break the news about 3 weeks ago. I really wasn't expecting anything actually. I was just telling a few people that I talked to online, and all of a sudden I go to bed one night and wake up the next one, and there's I find out there's a GoFundMe, and then the charity race has been organised. It's very humbling to see that a lot of people stepped up to help put this on, and personally I can't thank them enough.
Well, from a racing standpoint, it definitely didn't go to plan for you though.
No, but this is probably one of my worst tracks. When Joel told me about the event, he asked what track, and I've always seen pretty good racing here at Volusia. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case tonight. It's the way I wanted to put on a good show. for everyone. But unfortunately, we just seen today, mate, just field full of cautions. But at the end of the day, it was all a bit of fun in the end, and I had fun regardless of where I finished. So I'm just happy that so many people came out to race.
Yeah, it's a very, very good event, and a big thumbs up and well done to the iRacing community. Every single time we have these special events for members of the community in need, we always find a way to band together and help each other out. So, Brett, all the best for the future, and I know you've got some big plans ahead in the future. I don't think you can say too much about it, but I know you're broadcasting yourself and doing a few extra events with the Australian Speedway League now as well.
Yeah, we're going to be doing that. But just quickly, I do want to thank a few people. That obviously Matthew Henninger from Wicked Cushion. He started that GoFundMe along with Chris Roberts from Dirty Old Bastards. Chris Brenner, teammate of mine as well from UW Motorsports. They were the guys that originally started that GoFundMe, and then obviously today's race. Joel Berkeley, Bob King, Chris Brenner again, Howard Weaver. You guys at V8 Online for putting on the event. I can't say thank you enough for what it means. The money that was raised and is still being raised. I wasn't expecting anything, but to see what everyone has done and what they've able to put in. I'm always lost for words. So thank you.
Yeah. Very, very well deserved, and we appreciate everything you do behind the scenes for the dirt community as well. So we were more than happy when Joel messaged me to ask if we'd be involved. We instantly said yes, we would, and our broadcast fee has also been donated back to you as well. So we're more than happy to help out. So it's been an honour and a very big honour to be asked to be involved in this. So thank you to Joel for asking us, and hopefully things start to brighten up for you as well, Brett.
Yeah, thanks, guys, and you never know. One day, hopefully one day.
We'll go back to the race for a moment. We'll talk to our second place finisher. We've got Jacob Leverstein in. Jacob, not the result you wanted in the A-Main and not the race that you probably wanted with the amount of cautions, but the green flag runs we had, they were intense.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. We had a lot of cautions in this race, but the racing that we had, it was pretty great. I had a really fast car there, so it was really fun coming up through the field like that.
You started that one a little bit further back, but the night was pretty entertaining the whole way through for you. You had a fair bit of action involved in your heat as well.
Oh yeah, that was the heat was really fun as well. Going in turn one, going down through the middle like that. I don't really run these cars that much, so I wasn't really expecting much out of tonight, but I guess I can drive these things. I don't know. They're really fun though.
Well, big congratulations on picking up second. Probably not the way you wanted to get the second place, but that fight that you top four had for those last few green flag laps was pretty intense to watch. So well done.
Thank you.
We have got our race winner in as well, Randall Carter. Congratulations, Randall, on picking up the win. As I just said there, not the way you would have wanted the win, but you led a large portion of that race. You just got yourself into the lead at the right time and was able to hold on.
Oh yeah, it just managed to make a pretty good pass on him on the outside there, and it kind of sucks that we couldn't have a real good long green stretch there to see how the racing would pan out. It was just kind of just make sure I held my spot at one on the green of the cautions.
Was the track conditions a little bit surprising to a lot of drivers, you feel? A little bit more slick than a lot of drivers would have been expecting, or may not have even practiced having the conditions that bad?
It might have been for a majority of them, because getting to watch the heats, there was a lot of people in the back of the pack struggling. But I'm pretty used to running on these slicker tracks, running late models and modifieds on them all the time.
Well, congratulations for picking up the race win today. No prizes or anything, but definitely bragging rights for this one. We better let you thank your sponsors and who you need to thank.
Thank Team VLR. Thank Garrett for Nevergy for putting up all the practice races for this, and you guys putting on this event. Pretty good thing.
Well, congratulations to you, Randall, on a fantastic race win. Led a large portion of that race as well, so well done.
Thank you.
Cam, I think that wraps it up for us for today. It's been a phenomenal day of racing. We've thoroughly enjoyed it. I love these dirt races and when we get a chance to broadcast them. And looking forward to our next dirt broadcast in a week and a half.
Yeah, it'll be very, very interesting. The next event for the Australian Sprint Car Series at, I believe it's Eldora, I think.
Lanier, I believe.
Yes, that's right. So, yeah, it'll be very, very interesting to see how that goes. I know it hasn't been, well, it has been a while since we've seen cars there. So it'll be very interesting to see how that new cushion forms and what sort of racing we get out of it.
Yep, and our next broadcast here on V8's Online will be tomorrow, around about 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We will have the final 3 hours of the Majors Le Mans 24. So make sure you tune in then. Monday night, we'll be back with the iRacing V8 Supercar Series from Mount Panorama in Bathurst. And next weekend, we will have more endurance racing as round number 3 of the Oceanic Endurance Championship goes to Imola. Cam, thank you for jumping in for today. It's been thoroughly enjoyable.
Yeah, no worries. It's been an awesome day of racing for a very, very good cause. And when we have events like this, it's always good to see the sort of support that the community can put on.
Big thank you to everyone who's organised this event behind the scenes. We have thoroughly enjoyed being involved and being a part of it. If you would like to donate, the GoFundMe will be open for a little while longer. So head to gofundme.com/Brett Wheeler and you can donate and help Brett out. On behalf of the entire team here at V8's Online, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time. The next broadcast, as we said, will be tomorrow, and our next dirt broadcast will be Tuesday night for the Australian Sprint Car Championship. Until next time, it's bye for now.